Hello friends, we have Mr. Anantha Krishnan B. He is the CEO operations from Kalorex group of institutions from Ahmedabad. We welcome you Anantha ji in studio.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Under the leadership of Pooja Manjula ma'am and the leadership which now you are holding, any special initiative or dynamism which has fallen under the group of Kalorex?
See, we as an organization have always been forward-looking, right? So we normally, as a policy, we think 15 years ahead of our times, right? So today, the issue that the country is facing is with the influx of AI and other stuff, what is the skill set that is going to be needed for our generation which is going to see the world 15 years later from now, right? Is the challenge today. So we are working on those lines, and even the initiative of the AI clone and Avatar Maya that we have created of Dr. Shroff is a step towards that same vision, right? To get the best of skill sets to the children. So the progress is on, so the work is on.
Again, in lines to the session topic, what are the steps of Kalorex towards this sustainable education?
See, a couple of things that I would like to talk about today's session. One is the morning session of NAP was absolutely fantastic. So NAP as a document, it's a fantastic document. It's a very detailed document. But then the problem is, how do you implement it, right? So as Dr. Shroff said in the morning, we as a company have gone forward and chalked out ways to implement NAP and have converted those implementation practices in the form of a booklet, right, which we kind of distributed today also, right? So this is nothing but an outcome of a dedicated effort by about 70-80 teachers across the city who sat together and brainstormed their own requirements and came out with easy implementation strategies which are easily adaptable by any school of whatever kind they are, right? So if we go ahead on those practices and if we go ahead on those implementation, I think we have a better future to see in the next 10 years' time.
What is the motivation for a teacher in your institution, sir, and how are they coping up with a different kind of children audience in a class or for, say, the entire school?
See, if you talk about a teacher has always to be forward-looking, right? A teacher is always a person who's looked upon for information, for knowledge. Now, in the times of chat GPTs, in the times of AI, information is available at the computer's screen, right? At the laptop screen, at the mobile screen. So, today's day, if you teach something in the classroom, right, a child has got the option of checking whether what has been taught to me is correct or wrong, right? Immediately, the child will check on the computer, right? What is to be taught is, in the times of AI, how is a child going to fight with the AI humanoid, right? So if you saw the latest news that's come up, Elon Musk has launched the humanoids, right? It's been tested now. So he claims that in about a few years' time, there'll be lakhs and lakhs of humanoids on the roads. So are you walking along with a humanoid? Are you competing with a humanoid or a human? You will never get to know. So to compete, and if you fight, let's say you play a game with a robot, if you play a game of chess or a game of badminton with a robot, who's going to win? The robot is going to win. It's very natural, right? So if you are going to fail from a robot, how are you going to stand in life? Right? That resilience, that value systems, that adaptations of whatever is required to compete with the humanoids, to compete with the robots, with the artificial intelligence is what we need to teach the students. That's what we're working on at this point in time.
What a thought over it, sir. I think that you are in the right track, and the institution is doing wonders years after years, which I am seeing over here. What is the takeaway from today's events, and how does certain forums help as a society at large?
See, I'll tell you what. On paper, there are a lot of things which come up, right? The policies came up on paper. There are a lot of government initiatives which get launched, right? Particularly this government, last 10 years, there's been a huge level of initiative that you see, starting from as simple as the ArdorComm program to the UPI payments, right? So everything is about good governance and good adaptation of governance practices, so that it ripples down to the nth citizen of the country, right? So there, the school has a bigger role to play, right? How do you actually put into practice these policies so that the generation to come can see a better world, can see a better future, right? Today's session, I was given an example, right? I come from a deep south village, right? In our village, there used to be a river. There is still a river. And the river used to be water till my neck. But today, the water level has gone down to as low as 1 feet. Who is responsible? We as humans are responsible. Again, we are responsible to bringing back sustenance and making sure that the river flows back to its normal position. Because we have, our children have to live, their children have to live further on. Humanity has to continue. So we have a job in hand which has to be not only done, fulfilled, but also prepare younger generations to the generations to come. Right? So that's what we need to work on. And these sessions, they give us a lot of learning as to how can the, what you call the policies be put onto practice at a ground level. So that's the importance of attending a session of such kind. And you're doing a good job. Please keep it up. Keep the good work, right? And I think your session is now again coming up in Indore, and then I think it's coming up in Visakhapatnam. So I plan to attend your Visakhapatnam session. Let's see how it goes. Yeah?
Thanks, Anantha ji, for being a part of this event and for your continuous support to us.
Our pleasure always. Our pleasure always. Thank you. Thank you.